The Anglo-Judeo-Masonic conspiracy, or mistake. Through the incongruous pair of relativistic and quantum postulates. Friends, once again, I would like to further elaborate on what I consider to be the great scientific disgrace of our time, represented by those two sets of postulates and theories known as relativity and quantum mechanics. From the outset, with Einstein and later with quantum theory, attempts have been made to provide solutions for domains, such as extreme locations, velocities, and cosmic scales, that are far removed from our direct experience. Consequently, in such contexts, solutions are proposed that are neither easily observable nor readily verifiable, allowing for the assumption that peculiar physical properties may exist there, distinct from those we encounter at our level of accessible observation. Moreover, at the speed of light, within the microcosm, and in the measurable development of time, the solutions that apply at our own scale and temporal framework do not seem to hold. Instead, different physical laws are posited, laws that we ourselves have effectively constructed, namely relativistic and quantum laws and their corresponding solutions. Thus, at our level, solutions appear logical and are dictated by the cosmos itself, whereas at other levels, the solutions and laws are imposed by us. If these appear to contradict our logic, it is then claimed that our logic is at fault. Over time, however, and through continued observation, some of us, those who adopt a critical stance and do not allow ourselves to be guided by incongruent axioms, come to recognize that relativistic and quantum principles are flawed and mutually contradictory. As a result, we engage in the critique and challenge of these postulates and their conclusions. By way of illustration, I will present a few examples that are readily understandable and visibly demonstrate such contradictions. Nevertheless, this effort is unlikely to have any impact, since relativistic and quantum axioms have effectively become dogma of faith rather than subjects of discussion, comprehension, and understanding. The certainty derived from adhering to a dogma of faith, and, at the same time, to the prevailing official doctrine, is more comfortable than the necessity of debating, reasoning, and deducing the complex structures of the universe. Relativity. The speed of light is the same in all frames of reference. This is false, since light or photons would then constitute particles or waves not subject to the physical laws of motion. This can be illustrated, for example, by the simultaneous and parallel emission of photons and neutrinos from the Sun, where the relative velocity between the Sun and both light and neutrinos is c, whereas the relative velocity between the accompanying light and neutrinos is 0. Time decreases at the speed of light. This is not the case, rather, it is a defect of observation arising from our reliance on light as a means of measurement. When the light from an object moving away from us appears to slow down, this is due to the time it takes for the light to reach us, not because time itself decreases. Conversely, and this is seldom acknowledged, when an object approaches us, the light appears to travel faster, though again only in appearance. Furthermore, if time were to decrease at the speed of light, this would effectively negate that very speed, since with less time and the same spatial displacement, the resulting velocity would necessarily be bigger less than c. Quantum mechanics. Superposition is not possible. If it were, there would be no internal evolution of material systems, since motion, chemical reactions, and interactions between materials or particles could neither occur nor be real within a state of superposition. As with these examples, there are hundreds or thousands of similar contradictions. However, as previously noted, this ultimately appears not to matter, since these constructs function as unquestionable dogmas or axioms of faith.